Hey guys, what is up, and welcome back to another episode of Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations. In the last episode, we started off with a case from 7 years ago. I can't exactly explain what the case is about, but basically, the prosecutor was accused of being the Yatagarasu by the defendant, who was originally claiming to be the Yatagarasu, but then he just admitted to murdering the witness of a trial, and then accused the prosecutor of being the Yatagarasu, so then, as a result of the accusation, we became the prosecutor, but then that prosecutor and the defendant were both killed. So, very interesting situation. We're gonna hopefully go and investigate now. Let's get going. Von Karma, it's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved, and I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes. He's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though, Bad, the man that I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG8 incident? So I was right. Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile! I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here. Francisca.
The baby Francisca! Papa, how can you place him in charge?
Francisca, what are you doing here?
I'm here for summer vacation. What else?
Francisca von Karma, so she is here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his, who is also junior to me.
You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it!
You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you?
If you are able to pass, then I'll have no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never!
Why does she always have to be this competitive?
Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I am 100% confident that I can do a better job than him.
That's just like Francisca. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Francisca, I'm right here. These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Ha! This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. A crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with authority over this crime scene, Bad, and I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Francisca, I leave this case to the both of you. Understood, sir.
Yes, Papa.
I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Fucking bitch.
Miles Edgeworth?
It's been quite some time, Francisca.
This will be the perfect chance for us to see which one of us is truly worthy as a Von Karma name.
Would it kill you to at least say hello?
A long time no see.
Very good.
Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud.
She hasn't changed a bit.
Miles Edgeworth! As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy as the Von Karma name.
For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. I'm 20 years old, Bad. It looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task. September 10th, 4:15 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Is the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously?
Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking.
What are you talking about?
I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the uncommon name.
A competition?
The person that figures out the truth first wins.
So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name?
Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come out of your foolishly foolish mouth.
Fine. Whatever makes you happy.
Can I take that as you accepting my challenge?
Once again, whatever makes you happy.
Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am.
Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. Fine then, Francisca. I'll play your stupid game. Kid!
Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid.
I said kids, kid.
How dare you call me a kid as well?
I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy. You're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir! Detective Bad, sir! Now do what I say from now on, kids, okay?
You'd better not get in my way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bites of my whip if you do.
Hey! Then you prosecutor boy! Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright! It's time to get investigating! Get a move on, prosecutor boy! My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? What would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Detective Vad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? But then, why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if... It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence. He could have brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Huh. Maybe you got a brain in there after all, kid. Ugh. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must find conclusive evidence, so as to ensure the honor of the Von Karma name. It looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other, however. Using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha! What was that outburst for? My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see? You don't need a detective's instinct for that, it's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I've inspected every bitch looking in cranny. Gun! Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun? I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science, even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I hope I never had to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around?
Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal.
I know that much, Detective.
You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal?
Normally, I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy... Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Looks like Mr. Rail died with a knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it.
Then he must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it.
Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot down some notes about it. Okay. Mr. Faraday, how ironic is it for him to lose his life in a courthouse?
Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal.
Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes?
Yeah.
Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder.
Right, I'm on it, pal.
His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it could be. Oh, shit. Wrong voice. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain.
An ink stain?
Yes. I usually get ink on my own hand when I use the feather pen.
A feather pen? I never seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal?
Mr. Rail's cause of death was from being shot, correct?
That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him flying face down.
Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth.
Are you sure they would try to hide something?
I can't confirm Mr. Rail's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible.
What's this? You're not able to form a theory with sense the way they are?
I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you?
I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
Labby. Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir. And there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn the bodies over for me, will you?
Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir.
Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay. Shot in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in the courthouse. I mean,
I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet.
There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean...
Wait, burn marks?
A round grows very hot as it is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rail must have been shot from at least a yard or two away.
You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal.
Apparently, this detective has much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial.
There's a knife wound in his chest here, see?
I wonder if the moon matches the knife Mr. Rail is holding. Labby. Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. From the looks of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rail is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen.
Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write down your name on everything you own.
Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then, he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then, the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory, in any case. What a crazy way to go! Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Let's see if we can logic some things out. Okay. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Oh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. Bad. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rell. It looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. And what would they be? Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy? Look, now I've been downgraded to just boy?
I see.
Did you figure something out?
This is a competition, Miles, and as such, I'd appreciate if you didn't talk to me.
As you wish. Bitch. Goodness. There's some stuff in the bag.
There's some stuff in the bag, pal.
There's some stuff in the bag, pal. I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag, not Miss Faraday. Kay is not here yet.
This is the evidence? I better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it.
Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? There are some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance.
Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in this scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know?
Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off? There was a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there be another explanation as to how they got there?
Another reason?
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow.
Hey, please get that blood away from me, pal!
Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag?
Hold on, let me ask the lab guy.
Alright, please hurry.
Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag, sir.
It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so, I'll leave it in your hands, pal. Whoa!
Well, what is it, Detective Gumshoe?
My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal.
Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one.
Oh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge!
Ah! And way too noisy!
Yours a noisy one, Scruffy.
Don't touch it, you'll get your fingerprints all over it.
But I didn't touch it.
Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rail is holding. Ouch! What's wrong, detective?
My stomach's starting to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed.
Just keep your mind on the case, alright? The window is open, and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air.
Ugh, the flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly.
Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change?
Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor.
Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows?
Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one can get through these windows, right?
They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice.
I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other.
No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there is actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility.
No way, pal! Really?
I suppose I will just have to show you the conflict in this crime scene. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this! Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet, the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, lady and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene.
Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how can something like that happen?
The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died.
Someone else?
Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. That is where we're going to stop for today. Roll the end card.
Objection! You haven't hit like and subscribe yet. Hold it! You forgot to ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload. Take that! Click here to watch more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!